Greetings. Welcome to my kitchen. Um, Here's a little pest in here with me. So I can't dye my hair because I need to do something more water intensive than, yeah. So there's a water restrictions. So today I'm going to make cookies. This is my grandma's recipe for raisin drop cookies. And they're the best cookies. Don't you tell me that raisins aren't good in cookies because they're good. Anyway, I will get to it. Okay, I'm starting with a cup of raisins. You're going to be triggered by my measuring technique. You come to the wrong place if you're looking for exact measurements. And then it's going to be a lot of obnoxious noise. Oh wait, I just realized that was my 2/3 cup measure. Whoops. Oh my god, what? Also, I'm in my kitchen, which means Phil thinks he's going to get food, which means there's going to be some yowling happening. And half a cup of hot water. Phil, oh my god. And half a teaspoon of baking soda. That's more than half a teaspoon. We'll call that half a teaspoon. I thought I had everything prepared, but I don't. So, get the little mixy mix. And set it aside. What? Why are you being a dingus? Okay, new bowl. New bowl, new me. Now, I want half a cup of butter, softened. Probably not in the microwave as I did, because, you know, that's not the best baking technique. Half a cup of shortening, which is more than that. Also, you can't see a lot of it, but you can see enough of it to know that I've got a tiled countertop, and it's freaking horrible. I can't even tell you how awful it is to have a tiled countertop with tiles this small, because it constantly looks dirty, and it's impossible to keep it clean because of the crowd. So don't ever think that a tiled countertop is a good idea. So that's good enough for a little mixy mix. Now, how much brown sugar do I need? A cup. Brown sugar is a little bit lumpy. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be packed or not. I don't really have the best instructions on my old baking recipes because I can't be bothered to copy them down in much detail. But this is also only half the recipe, so if I get kind of weird on my measurements at some point, I'll try to make note and correct myself. But yeah, I think the original makes like 5 or 6 dozen, which is ridiculous. Even this is going to be far more than I actually need, but these freeze well. So my grandma often had an ice cream container of these in the freezer. Also, I don't really understand people's hate for raisins. I just noticed how weird the lighting is. Because I like raisins, and these are the best cookies. Period. And they would not be better with chocolate chips. It's just a little bit of extra butter that was in the bowl. What am I doing now? I think I'd have this memorized. I know I made it quite a few times, but it has been a while. Oh, found a sugar lump. Should be good. Okay, what was I doing again? This is 2 egg whites, I make my own cat food for Phil, and it contains egg yolks, so I'm always struggling with having way too many egg whites because I don't really like eggs. So I don't know how well you can hear me. Why am I out of breath? I don't know how well you can hear me talking over mixing, but here we are. Okay. Half a teaspoon of salt. Wait, not half a teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon of salt. Probably a quarter. Look at my salt dispenser. Isn't it amazing? Look at my pepper one. Okay. Cinnamon. It says half a teaspoon. Well, it says 1 teaspoon for the recipe, but I'm going to put in more than that for half of it. Yeah. And a teaspoon of vanilla. If you're thinking that this looks an awful lot like I'm making a cake, these taste an awful lot like cake, which is why they're good. Cake and cookie form. Okay, do I have any other dry stuff? No. Yeah, I literally just have everything listed on my recipe and then yeah, everything's just listed and then like how long you bake it. I'm not sure how big the cookie, how much you're supposed to drop on the cookie sheet. I'm not sure if you're supposed to press it down. Okay. I want 3 1/4 cups for the full recipe, so 1 1/2 and a little bit. And a quarter teaspoon of baking powder. Again, this is how I measure everything that I cook. And a little bit more than that. That's probably too much. Oh well. Anyone who says that baking is an exact science and they don't like to bake because it's too precise, yeah, not the way I bake. Okay, I don't want to mix this in too thoroughly. This is where I probably should let this sit a little bit longer, but this is where the raisins come in. Technically, you're supposed to add the flour alternately with the raisins, but that sounds like too much work. I also just realized I forgot to preheat the oven. Whoops. It'll be fine. It'll all be fine. That's really quite exasperating that the water is still not usable because there's so much stuff that I need to do with my hair right now. Okay, I think that needs more flour. It's a little too runny. I'm gonna put in this much more flour. They'll taste good. And maybe a little bit more flour. I want it to be fairly liquidy, but not too liquidy. You get what I'm meaning. And yeah, I'm probably over mixing, but yeah. So, got some dough. And now I'm going to go preheat my oven. Well, actually, I didn't think this through. I always line my cookie sheets with parchment paper because it makes my life easier in the end. Don't need to grease the pan. Okay. Now, I just blob it on. Try to keep them a consistent looking size. Every time I make them, they end up looking a little bit different. which is fine, as long as they still taste good. They do spread out quite a bit when they're cooking. So these are huge cookie pans. I'm going to just put 12 on. Anytime I do more than 12, the cookies end up mushing together. But it's fine. Everything's fine. I don't know how well you can even see. Yeah, you can only see like 6 of these. Oh well. I do not have the ideal kitchen setup figured out. Maybe I'll continue to do some baking videos. Maybe not. Sometimes maybe it'll be nice to do something that's not just feeling pressured like I need to do something with my hair. Because I committed to once a week, which sometimes works. Sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything with my hair. Or we're having a water crisis and I can't do anything with my hair. So there's one sheet I can't put into the oven yet because it's still not preheated. Oops. Probably going a little bit closer to the corner in the sides of the pan than technically should. But again, I don't really care. I'm not here to impress anyone. Again, as long as they taste good. Oops. Okay. That became a hot mess. So yeah, you're not going to get detailed instructions here, clearly. And I'm pretty sure they're bigger than they're supposed to be. Because I don't really feel like sitting and doing 3 rounds in the oven. I can theoretically get both of these in one and just switch which is up top halfway through. Because yeah, we're not detail oriented here. Okay. Also do prefer to hand mix my cookies. I didn't have a mixer when I was growing up, so you do what you're used to. Okay, that's that. I'm gonna bake these for 10 to 12 minutes at 350, which, yeah, they're a little bit big, so they might end up being in for 15. I'm gonna bake them until they're done, or until I forget that they're baking and I burn them, because I do that. So, yeah, that's that for now. I'll be back with results. It's just like hair. Okay, here they are all finished. I may have overbaked them slightly, but that's okay. Look how soft they are. They just break. It's like a cookie. Well, it's like a cake cookie. Anyway, I find it weird to eat on camera, so I'm just going to leave it at that, but I can guarantee that they taste good. Possibly because I've already had some. Anyway,